Yo, what up guys? I gotta get you guys up to speed, man. Check it. So I saved the boring part for you guys. I covered up some holes on the firewall. I fully welded the radiator support to the frame. Well, not fully welded, but like just spot welded in some areas. And then right here was missing a big old chunk because of, well, obviously some crashes in the past, and this side as well. And I don't know if you guys can see it good, but I just filled it in with some sheet metal. I found an ace, and I really just wanted to get this thing going because I really miss it. So painted it wrinkle black. The engine and this setup's gonna probably be coming in and out, or like parts are gonna be getting switched out. So I just did it wrinkle black just to be simple and fast and to give it a texture, and it kind of hides a lot of imperfections. So got the engine in there after that, and well, here we are. Goal in this video is probably to try to get this thing to turn on. I mean, I drove it over here so it turned on before, but I just wanted to get some more motivation, and hopefully turning it on, you know, will give me that extra push, and I really want to get things done to this car. So I think I just gotta put on the manifold. Gasket right here is still good, I believe, just to turn it on. So the manifold, wire harness, which I have right here. Figure out where I'm gonna ground the ground wire for the battery all the way in the back. Oh, and this mount, I unfortunately had to use it for the other hatch. I broke the transmission casing on it, and I switched to the 9293 Integra GSR casing, or the other set of Passport B series mounts for EF cable version for both of them, or actually just bushings for this one, because these bushings are pretty old, so I'll get these new bushings, and the other hatch will get all new mounts. That way this one will have the mounts it always had. What else are we gonna do? I'm gonna start looking for the parts right now. I do have the manifold. It's right here on the ground. I have two to choose from. The manifold, we're gonna get it in right now, but I want to put the alternator in. So throw this one in there. Should be the one I had in there. And I have is actually the charge wire. So this side went to alternator. This is starter. This into the cabin to the fuse box. So we're gonna use it with this alternator. And I'm just hoping this still reaches to the starter, because it was meant for the other B series transmission where I had to start it kind of more towards the back. Because if this comes forward more, that might not reach where my fuse box is at. Let's get this alternator on, and then we'll check out what's after that. So I got the harness in with the manifold. The manifold's only on by 2 bolts right now, because I wanted to see if the harness was gonna work for it right, because I got some sensors kind of routed on the back when I had the other manifold on. And the alternator, that wire was not gonna end up breaching, so I just threw it on here. I bolted it, that way it don't move. And we're gonna run it like that for now. Either way, I'll probably just run it on the jump pack. So it seems like this harness is gonna work. So I'm gonna find some more nuts for the manifold fully bolt that up. I gotta plug in the injectors and throttle cable bracket. I need to find that. And then honestly, if it starts up, I think I'm just gonna try to finalize this harness and like just make it like really neat. And I'm probably also put on the master cylinder today. That way it looks a bit more complete. And for the return, when I drove it over here, I had it blocked off. So that's gonna probably stay like that just for startup. But this car is gonna be on a flex fuel setup, so I have a couple lines with a sensor. It's gonna go in between that return and this return line. And I'm gonna bolt it to like right here or something. But that'll be later on. Right now, I'm gonna just leave it like that. That way I can test it. Just for startup. I'm not even gonna throw coolant in it or anything either. Shift cables are on. They've been on. It shifts alright. When I drove it over here, it was smooth, so should be good. It just hits over there because the mount's not on, and when I go to like second gear or fourth or even reversed, here it hit. But it goes in. Every gear it goes in. Cool. Solid. With the stock steering wheel. That's how we gonna mob it once it's going. But I'm gonna find some more nuts for the manifold. I have the throttle cable bracket and the throttle cable, so I'm gonna try to find those two. And what else? Coolant temp sensor, I gotta find it. I have it blocked off for now because when I drove it over here, it didn't have a sensor, so I just plugged it. Starter wire, I think I gotta wire this up. That way I could crank with the key. Alright, so I found 8 nuts I needed. Coolant temp sensor, and then the other coolant temp sensor for the gauge. But I don't think I'm gonna use that one. This one, honestly, I think I'm just gonna plug it into the harness for now. I don't know if the one I have reaches. Somewhere right here. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, I think it does, but I'm just gonna plug it in just to save me some time. I mean, it's just for startup, so as long as it reads the sensors there, should be good. Same with the intake air temp. I just have it right there. But I'll get the rest of these manifolds bolt on, and we'll see what's next after that. I gotta find the throttle cable bracket too. Okay, plugging these over here. Okay, so I know the rest of this stuff will work. I just gotta, I'm gonna put this fuel line, connect from here. I'm gonna probably route it through here. Gotta take off this filter because the fuel lines are right there. Ran it from right there to there. I just gotta tighten it. I should have left the bracket on the firewall, but I mean, I might not run this fuel line forever, so I'm gonna just tighten it and run it like that for now. Alright, check it out, guys. Got the throttle cable on there. I looped this vacuum line, that way it seals that. And then I got the map over here for now, because that's where the plug sits from the harness. It doesn't reach all the way up here, because on the other intake manifold I had it relocated. This should work fine for now, so that's gonna be chilling. I tightened these grounded the coil packs, and I put on the idle air control valve. I tightened the fuel line, and then the starter wire / charge harness or whatever, everything. I said it wasn't gonna reach, so I cut it, and I found another end of a alternator wire. So we're gonna join. I'm gonna join the two, and then this will go to the fuse box inside the cabin. And then ground wires right here. I just gotta. I'm gonna cut this, see if I have a terminal for it, or if not, I'm just gonna expose some fresh wire and clamp it under this plate for the trans mount. And then the other one goes to the other end goes to the alternator, obviously. Where's it at? It's right here. Still gotta hook that up. But I might not, just because, I mean, it's not even a belt on it either way. And then starter wire, it had, where's that other one? I took off the one it had, and I put this one in it. It was like one that I had done up already. So this plugs in there really good. The other end's inside. I just gotta wire that up to the ignition when I turn the key. That should work perfect. Alright guys, pretty much got alternator wired in, starters wired in. The ground, I didn't have a terminal for it, so I just put it underneath the shift cable bracket, and I bolted it down. That way it just pinches the ground. I didn't cut new fresh wire either. I just used whatever was exposed already. And got these routed. Here's the starter signal. Tied in this the power for the starter, also for the alternator. So it goes from the alternator to the starter. It joins up here, which this one leads to the fuse box. And then we got the ground. I just had it pitched under this the shifter cable bracket. And then got the alternator hooked up right here too, the power wire. Let's see if we got power now. Turned the key earlier, so it did. Let's see if it still does. Yep. I didn't even check for fuel leaks. Pump was priming for recoupment. Hopefully there's no leaks. Everything seems dry. I did hear it, like the pressure built up. Yeah, I think it builds pressure. I don't know if I have to press the clutch on this one. I think I do. I don't know. Just check. See if it cranks. Okay, nothing. Nothing either. I think I'm missing the... Missing the starter relay. Plug this thing in. You guys probably can't see shit, but plug in. And there's no clutch cable, so the pedal went all the way down, technically pressed. So hopefully it cranks this time. It does. Ooh, it cranks pretty good too. That's without the jumper. That battery's been sitting for a minute. Alright. Bro, that sounds solid. That's a good crank. So now, let's see. Coolant temp sensor, the intake air temp. TPS is plugged in, idle air control is plugged in, map sensors here. All 4 injectors are on. All 4 coil packs are plugged in. They're grounded. ECU ground is on. There's a plug for the coil packs, and there's another plug down here. This secondary one. It's for some sensors I got on this side, allowing me to run these coil packs with the chip in the ECU. So, no dizzy. Hopefully this thing turns on. I mean, I'm kind of testing this harness and at the same time testing all those sensors and testing this whole setup pretty much. But when it drove here, this engine drove perfectly fine. Only other thing I pretty much changed, the intake manifold. That was it. And obviously, turbo kit, but that doesn't even matter. That's just exhaust. So, I'm gonna get this ECU stuff wired in. I mean, the ECU plugs wired in. I gotta give them power and then wire them to, I think I just clip it into the, I made like a sub harness on it that connects to the chassis. And I'll bring out the laptop and the ECU that's for this car. Hope it fires up. Alright, so I got the ECU plugged up. And the little, what's it called? What did I call it earlier? Sub harness or whatever, but it goes to the cabin, like to the cluster for the RPM and the check engine. And then also for its power. I gotta fix all this, but I'm gonna upload my old I had an old map for this car. I know you guys see it's called all-wheel drive hatch bin. So let's see if it'll fire up. Said it couldn't connect. Yeah, it doesn't want to connect. Why? It's kind of odd. Check engine light's not on though. I'll try closing this and reopening it again. I'll turn this thing off. It hooks up. It couldn't connect. I don't know why. On my other car, this ECU was running the boosted hatch outside, the daily. I just took it off like the other day. Okay, same one opened up. Same file I had open, so. Yes, connected this time. Alright, let's upload it. Can disconnect this for now. Let's hope it cranks on. It's not kicking on. I might know why, but I might not. Alright, so the GoPro died, but I just remembered. Let's see, I need a Phillips. What happened to my Phillips? Inside the ECU, there's some wires that are for the coils. And if I am 100% correct, I disconnected those when I was running it on the boosted hatch, just because I didn't want like any type of interference from the coil board to just the ECU in general, because it wasn't running coil packs. I think these are already kind of loose. I have this hue for this car. I have it all modded. Let's check it out. Let's see. I had modded it specifically for this engine harness. And okay, you know what? It was these wires here. They're plugged. Oh, hey, I knew they weren't plugged in. So this is the coil board, the Honda Rose coil on plug. And I had it disconnected because I wasn't running coil packs on the boosted hatch. But since the tune's already uploaded, I gotta disconnect this to be able to plug this in. Plug that in. This white wire goes to that little pin right there. It's for RPM. So with that plugged in, we'll take this cable out for now. I don't think I'm gonna be tuning anything in a minute, so we'll leave it out for now. The tune I want is already uploaded on there either way for this engine. So we'll take that out. Put this cover back on. I dropped the screw. I'm gonna just put the middle one for now. But if I'm correct, that means this thing's gonna fire up. Okay. So that's all I did. All I did was unplug it, connect that circuitry for the coil packs. Alright guys, close this. I'm confident. Come on. I'm confident right here. It's no axles, but I'm still checking if it's out of gear. Ooh, I don't know why it's not staying on, but it's probably because it's low on fuel. Yeah, I don't think it's enough fuel. Sounds loud. Let's try it again. Yeah, I don't know if I had enough fuel or not, but hey, it started. I wanted to stay on though. Yeah, there's no fuel. Man, I want to go get gas for it now. It runs though. Yeah, I could hear the pump struggling. Like if there's air in it. Yeah. Oh, it started though. Haven't seen this thing run in a minute. Dude, I wonder if it's because I wasn't turned on, but dude, I'm stoked. This thing, I know it just needs more gas, so I'm probably, I don't know if I'll get some today or tomorrow after work. But I want to throw some gas in it and see if it stays running good. If it does, everything should be working cool. Or I might go today, so who knows, I don't know, but if I don't see you guys again, man, peace. This was a good one. We made some really big progress, so a lot more all-wheel drive EF content coming soon, like for sure, because, bro, look how far I got already, man. Engine base done. Well, I mean, not completely, but like, I got it to where it's like you know, workable. I got all these big parts filled in. Right here, all that shit was missing. So I redid all that. On the firewall, I covered some holes, grinded down some things. I left other holes open that I might need. See, now we can actually start throwing the master cylinder on now that this harness is probably gonna stay. If everything works fine, I'll probably just, I wouldn't even have to take it out of there. I could just like deep pin all the wires I want to fix, make them shorter, make them neater, or do whatever, you know. But I could put the master on because it won't really get in the way. And then I gotta get an alternator belt. But there it is, guys. Coming soon to some streets. Peace, guys.